We do have a quorum, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay.
Tony.
Everybody ready? Okay. Yeah. All right. Good morning and welcome to the February 10th, 2022 meeting of the Code Enforcement Board. Meeting will now come to order. May we have a roll call, Madam Secretary?
Mr. Harrington?
Here.
Ms. Roby?
Here.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Present.
Ms. Marsh?
Here.
Mr. Reinhardt? Ms. Himes? And Ms. Kundig.
Here. All right, we need a motion to excuse Mr. Reinhardt and Ms. Himes.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion for Mr. Gonzalez and a second for Mr. Harrington. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Everybody had a chance to read the minutes and review them? Okay, any additions or corrections?
We're going to need to vote on each set.
Either way is fine.
Either way,
You want to put them both in.
we can motion to approve both if there's no.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, we have 2 sets of minutes. Is that all right? Yeah,
Either way
okay.
is fine.
All right. So, need a motion to approve both January meetings,
So moved.
Second.
meeting minutes. All right. Motion from Mr. Harrington, second from Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Is there any disclosure of ex parte communication?
Just so we have, since Carrie's new, you understand what that means, Carrie? If anybody talks to you about the case, disclose. Best bet, don't talk to anybody about the case at all, but if you do, just come up here and say, by the way, I was at Publix and Citizen Smith came up to me and I told him, he tell me this or he didn't tell me this.
Okay.
Just, that's simple, disclose, but the best way to do it is just not involve at all.
Right,
Okay.
Now, if any
Yeah.
just confirm to Kim.
right. Okay. All right, any announcements, Madam Secretary?
Yes, ma'am. On page number 2,
Oh, there you are.
can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah,
Page number 2, lien review 1 will be appearing via Zoom.
okay.
Page number 3, case number 2, CEB 07-21-202, 282, 284 Lexington Drive will also be appearing via Zoom. And case number 4, same page, CEB 01-22-50, 405 Wisteria is going to be appearing via Zoom. Page number 4, case number 8, CEB 06-21-188, 723 Madison Avenue will also be appearing via Zoom. Page number 5, case number 10, CEB 01-22-10, 1223 Sunset Circle is in compliance, 2/9/2022. Case number 11, CEB 01-22-12, 1657 Wimberley Circle is in compliance, 2/7/22. Case number 12, CEB 01-22-14, 136 Maple Drive is in compliance, 2/7/22. Page number 6, case number 16, CEB 01-22-27, 815 Vernon Street will be appearing via Zoom. Case number 17, CEB 01-22-28 is also going to be, 941 Kathy Street is going to be appearing via Zoom. Page number 7, case number 20, CEB 01-22-30, 121 Lockhart Street is compliance, 2/9/22. Page number 8, Case number 24, CEB 01-22-39, 528 South Caroline Street, will be appearing via Zoom. Page number 11, case number 37, CEB 02-22-61, 524 George Street,
Wait, would you repeat that
Sorry.
page number for me?
11,
Okay, and what case number?
37,
Okay.
is going to be appearing via Zoom.
No wonder there aren't many people in the audience.
And last page, 13, the miscellaneous business 1 for 140, or CEB 10-21-318 for 140 South Street will also be appearing via Zoom.
Which
Okay.
one, which,
The
The-
last page, miscellaneous business
Miscellaneous
1.
business number 1?
number 1?
Yes. And that's it.
Okay. All right. Would our code officers please stand up and be sworn in?
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Okay, all right, everybody, here's our procedure. We will be calling cases by number and for the most part in order as they are listed on the agenda. Are there any attorneys present that need to be in court? We'll hear those cases first. If there are any police officers that need to get back to duty, we'll hear those cases as well in the beginning. When your case is called, please come forward and be sworn in. State your name and address for the record. If you're not the owner of the property, please state your relationship to the owner and tell us whether you have permission to speak for that person. Our proceedings are all recorded, so please speak into the mic. The board will hear from our code officers first, and then you'll be given an opportunity to speak. And please direct all your responses to the board. Witnesses may also testify, but they have to be sworn in. In some instances, that'll be the case. Okay, if we go past 11 o'clock, we'll take a little 5 or 10 minute break. So I guess we're going to start with our lien review number 1. This is CEB 0920-171. And I think we have, now do we have an extra paper here about that? Yeah. I
Yes.
don't know what this is, but it looks like it's does everybody have this? Okay. This is an invoice from Korea Construction.
I think
Do we
that-
have the person on Zoom?
that's
Oh,
not,
Yes.
hello. Good
Hi,
morning.
good morning.
Okay. All right, what would, what,
You'd be sworn.
why would you like your lien,
Madam
reviewed?
Chair, I got to
Oh,
swear
I'm
him in.
sorry, you gotta be sworn in.
State your name for the record, please.
My name is Grigory Israelov.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, why would you like the lien that's been placed reviewed today?
So we were not aware of the original fine. Once we were notified about the fine, it accumulated to about $20,000. We, throughout the course of ownership of this property, we have maintained it regularly. We do have receipts for that. We did spend over $7,000 to be in compliance. That, you know, we have placed the property for sale, which is one of the reasons why we need to remove this lien. Due to COVID, we were no longer able to maintain this property. So that's pretty much our story. I sent all the receipts that we sent to have the property in compliance. We did everything that all the inspectors asked us. Mr. Fitzgerald, Sykes, and so forth. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Let the record reflect that we got a copy of a invoice from Courier Construction. Make that part of the record.
Okay, yes. Yes,
Everybody have a copy of it?
I sent
Yeah,
Kim.
yeah, we have that.
Do you have the receipt for 7,000?
Yes. Well, we have the invoice, yeah.
$7,436?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We have that.
And do you guys also have some of the receipts that I sent her of the maintenance that we provided for our property for the landscapers?
Okay, so that, yes, $150, Big League
Right.
Landscape.
Right. So, to our knowledge, we thought that by maintaining the grass and everything that we normally did, we were fine. Unfortunately, we didn't know that there was some type of debris, some type of bricks on our property that didn't meet up to code. So that's one thing that we didn't know, and we found out about after the lien was placed on the property, which we took care of right away. Aside from the debris, we also took care of a ton of other things that the inspectors wanted us to remove.
Okay. All right, good. I- Let's see. You said that you weren't aware of the case or that you weren't in compliance. Can you tell me why you weren't aware?
No, what I meant, no. We received the original fine, I believe it was for $300 back in October of 2020, if I'm not mistaken, something either August or October of
Correct.
2020.
October, yeah.
Right, so we did see that Kim did send us an email that it was a certified mail and that it was signed for. Unfortunately, it wasn't signed by me, it was signed by, my 15-year-old nephew. Yeah, there you go, that's his signature. Jacob Israelov, that's J.I. It was signed by a 15-year-old nephew of mine, and it was thrown in the corner, which I wasn't aware of. And by the time I found out about the fine, it was already at $20,000. So
Well, when
that's-
did you find out about the violation?
By the time we found out the violation, it's been almost a year.
No, okay, so compliance wasn't achieved until November 2021. When
Right.
did you find out that there was a case?
Well, we found out, we put the property on the market for, it was quite some time. We found the buyer for the property, I believe in the summer of 2020. Once we started going into contract, the attorneys start reviewing things, and then the lien popped up. Once we found out about the lien, it was already at $20,000. So that's when,
I don't know if you're understanding my question. When did you find out that you were not in compliance? Because we had a case in September of 2020. And it says you were first notified in February of 2020.
I think what Madam Chair is asking is, when did you first find out there were things on the property that you needed to correct? Is that
Yeah.
what you're asking?
That is what I'm asking.
right, well, we found out about that in late 2020, because that's when the attorneys reached out to us and told us that we had a lien. We did not know about the lien prior to that.
We're not talking about the lien. There was a case brought before our board. I think the first one was September 2020. That said you are not in compliance. I'm not talking about when the lien was placed.
Well, at that time, I still didn't know about that.
Okay, all right. All right. Okay,
I have a question for the
Go ahead.
inspector.
do you want to let him present what he wants to say first, and then we'll ask him? Go ahead.
This was signed for on 8/22 on
Your
8,
name for the record.
Michael Fitzgerald, City of Daytona Beach Code Enforcement. My credentials are on file with the city. The green card was signed for on 8/22. I received a voicemail from him from one of the family members on September 21st, 2020 at 3:27 p.m. I'll play that now.
From 3920. Mike, this is Arkady Israelov from 3928 West International Speedway. Please give me a call back. I'm trying to call last week for you. Nobody answered. My number is 917-807-0810. I spoke to you, I think, last year. Again, we have the same problem about the cleaning or what. I want to know from you. Please get back to me as soon as possible. Bye.
What date was that?
September
Of 20,
September 21st, 2020,
okay.
3:27 p.m.
Okay.
That's my brother who owns the property
All right,
as
we're going to
well.
let him speak now.
Okay.
Can you bring up the, how many cases we've had over the last? There. These are all the code cases we've had since 2006. Lot clearance. The city's been cutting this property and taking care of it. So at this time, we're asking for no reduction.
It's on this property or different properties?
This property.
Okay.
So there's been a continuum of violations.
You can see the list.
Joe, that was a little quick. If you could put it back up there for everybody to see. Thank you. And what you're looking at is a screenshot out of our Trackit system. It's just basically a folder list of each case on this particular property. So it would be for this parcel individually. And each one of those folders that you see there with a little case number next to it, those are individual cases. The ones that start with LC, those are lot clearance cases. Those are the ones that indicate we went out there and started a lot clearance case where we mowed and maintained the lot in most of those cases, if not all.
We cleaned the property,
We
so
send
that
them
there,
bills?
separate.
I'm sorry?
That's separate? Sorry.
That's a separate lien.
Yes, that's separate from this.
Oh, we
yes.
did, we had separate liens, each one of those,
We have
Yeah.
separate liens for, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have separate liens for lot clearance. They, obviously, they can pay it within the 30-day time period. If they don't, it'll just be a lien against the property. So I don't know if those liens are still, active liens or if they've been paid, but nevertheless, that means we went out, we took care of the
and we
property.
would have notified them of each of those liens and said.
Yes, they would have been notified, they would have been invoiced.
So there
And
should,
then the CEs are code enforcement actions that went out to the property as well.
And that would be since 2006, when they bought the property.
We don't have any
2006?
zoning liens?
On which, on,
There's lot clearance.
Well,
I don't think,
yeah, no, I don't think we looked at it because it wouldn't be something that we thought would be necessary to consider during this.
Thank you.
I would say that, I think that what the city's position is and what's being presented to you is that, there's just a history of not maintaining and taking care of this property, and it is on a major thoroughfare in the city. And what I would consider the biggest major thoroughfare. It's the main entrance and the gateway to the beach, so.
and it is very much a different picture than the picture that was presented a moment ago.
Yeah. Okay, now, Mr. Gonzalez, did you have a question?
It's been answered.
Okay, good. Okay. Anybody else have,
I got a motion, though.
you have a motion?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, go right ahead.
And so I like the motion, make the motion that we accept the city's recommendation of not reducing the fine from $20,024 to be paid immediately.
Okay? So basically what the motion is to deny a lien reduction. Is there a second?
to be paid
May-
within
may-
30
may I
days.
talk?
To be paid within 30, well, no,
Immediately? I mean, right this minute?
Anything paid.
excuse me?
There's no 30 days, there's no reduction.
Right, then 30 days is immaterial if there's no reduction. It still stays at that
Okay.
because it's reached its maximum. Is there a second to that?
May I talk?
One more time for a minute.
May I at least have the amount of money that we invested into having the property in compliance? I mean, we did spend over $7,000 to make sure that everything is up to code.
Okay.
I would make an observation that although they paid $7,000, they've been in different violations since 2006.
All right. All right. Do we have a second to Mr. Gonzalez's motion?
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor, say aye.
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 Like sign opposed. Motion carries. We've chosen not to reduce your lien, sir.
Okay.
All right, now we're going to start with our continued cases, and we are having a progress report for case number 1, CEB 01-22-03. Respondent present?
No.
No. Rebuild Florida, right. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Officer Clegg, my credentials are on file. This case, since last hearing, I've had contact with the owner. A permit was issued for the demolition on 1/28 of this month, of January. The city's recommending a compliance date of next month, next cutoff.
What about Rebuild Florida? Is that who's paying for the demo?
Yes,
Okay, all right. And there was something about gas lines, Denzel, that,
it's been disconnected.
okay, all right.
We're of a belief that the demolition will be done by that time and that will bring this case into compliance. So the rebuild can occur after that, but it won't have to come back before you. That's why we're setting the,
Okay.
setting the compliance.
Chair will
Or
entertain a
asking.
motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 3/2, March 2nd, to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a motion? Motion, Ms. Roby, is there a second? Second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Case number 2 is a Zoom call. CEB 07-21-202, Florentine Vissalou. Probably said it wrong, but. Good morning.
Good morning. Madam Chair, Jay Small appearing on behalf of the respondent.
Are you an attorney?
I am your,
Okay, so you don't need to be sworn in? No. All right. What is your last name, sir?
Small, S-M-A-L-L,
Okay, that's pretty simple.
and my business address
Okay,
is, if you need that, I can give that to you too.
yes, please.
Suite 600, 225 East Robinson Street, Orlando. And I'm a lawyer with the law firm of Mateer, M-A-T-E-E-R, Harbert, H-A-R-B-E-R-T. And if you need my office phone number, I can provide that.
Okay,
too.
we don't need that right now, but thank you. All right, good morning, Mr. Garcia.
Morning.
What can you tell us?
Since the last hearing, I've had contact with the attorney, Mr. J. Small, and progress has continued to be made. Compliance date is said to be in the mid-April, so staff's requesting to amend to the May cutoff.
What date is that? May, I don't know, 5/4. Okay, thank you. All right, what's the holdup that we need that much time?
I'll let him.
You want it?
I didn't know who that question was addressed to.
Okay.
Well, permits are in place. We're
Okay,
just-
permits are in place. That's
Yeah,
really
they're all in
what I
place.
wanted to
Everything is
know.
moving,
Okay.
it's moving as it should be.
Okay, good. Okay, that's fine. All right, Chair will entertain a motion to amend previous order non-compliance and allow respondent until May 4th.
Madam Chair, I'll ask if, whether or not Mr. Small wants to be heard at all on.
Yeah, is there anything you need to tell us if we're giving you the extra time, or?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. All right, so Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of non-compliance and allow respondent until May 4th to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion? Motion, Ms. Roby, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Marshall, all in favor, say aye. Like, sign opposed,
Nay.
motion carries. Thank you. So hopefully everything will be done by May, the beginning of May, and the case will be closed. You'll be in compliance, sir, right?
And just for the record, there's a couple other pictures there showing progress.
Okay,
Madam Chair, did you recognize my vote?
I did.
Okay.
The clerk got it. She got your,
No, she got it, okay.
What was the vote on the last case? 4-1, okay. All right, yes, we did recognize the vote.
Okay, all right, forward.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I understand that one of the board members voted nay. May I have that individual's name for my records? It seems
yeah,
like
that's,
they were
yes,
no vote.
Mr. Gonzalez voted no.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, case number 3. This is Mark Bostwick's case. Good morning. CEB 0122-07, Leroy Parcells et al.
Inspector Bostwick, City of Daytona Beach, credentials on file. Good morning.
Okay, so the, Mr. Parcells is not here, okay? Go ahead.
All right, since the last hearing, no progress was made, no contact with the owner. Staff requests a fine of $100 a day, capped at $15,000.
Did I miss the pictures when I was taking notes? Do you have any pictures of this?
No, that's not the picture.
We have some testimony about the condition of the,
Yeah. Dirt and grime, exposed paint on exterior. Are there, did you say there were pictures?
Those are the pictures right
Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, and nobody has contacted you or done anything?
No, ma'am.
And you're recommending $100 a day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Are we sure somebody lives there?
No one lives there. I haven't seen anyone there or anything.
Okay.
So we think it's vacant.
Yes, ma'am.
is it secure? Do you know if it's secure?
Yeah, no signs of breaking in or anything like that.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, all right. Chair will entertain a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today, February 10th, and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of, is this going to be $10,000 or 15?
15.
$15,000. Is such a motion? Motion, Mr. Roby, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Harrington, all in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, case number 4. CEB 01-22-50, Letitia Marie Winters. This is a Zoom call. All right, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Okay, would you state your name and address to the record, and I assume you're not Letitia?
No, I am her husband. My name's Matthew Winters,
Okay,
That's where,
and the address is 405 Wisteria Road, Daytona, Florida, 32118.
okay.
Can you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
the record reflect we have some exhibits. If you've got them or not. Anybody get them?
Do we have, is that what this is? I thought this was case 29. No?
No.
No, 405
The
Wisteria.
exhibits were for the lien review.
This one.
Yeah.
Gmail?
Say lien review.
No, it's a plaintiff's.
Okay,
number
all
one,
right. It,
405.
okay, so these pictures are for this case?
Yeah,
Okay,
he said for this case.
yeah. Okay. All right. All right, we're going, have you been sworn in?
He was sworn in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to hear from Mr. Bostwick first, and then we'll give you a chance to tell us your side.
All right, since the last hearing, I spoke to Mr. Winters on January 12th of 2022. I explained to Mr. Winters that he needed to bring the property into compliance by next cutoff, which was February 2nd. As you see here, the first photograph was taken on September 3rd with monthly visits all the way through February 7th to show no progress was made to the property.
Okay?
Each month, it got worse. The only thing that stopped the growth was the winter season. Staff requests a fine of $100 a day, max at $15,000. I did also speak to Mr. Winters on yesterday.
All right, let me look at these pictures. These pictures aren't dated, so it's hard. I guess they go from the beginning.
My pictures are dated.
Yes, your pictures are dated. So what does it look like when was the last time you went out there?
February 7th. right
And
there.
where's that picture?
That's those pictures?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now,
Pictures start from September the 3rd with monthly pictures through this past Monday.
these pictures are not your
Those
pictures.
pictures are.
No, those are his pictures.
So what are we trying to prove by showing these pictures with it all overgrown? That it is,
Well, I don't know. That there was some progress, I guess.
progress from this?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can't see the progress from February 7th where he took his pictures.
Right. Who is Tammy Lee Winters, sir?
Yes, that's my mother, it's Tammy Lynn Winters.
Uh-huh,
Yeah, she passed away August 29th.
uh-huh.
And the reason we couldn't take care of anything through September is because we was dealing with her funeral arrangements and grieving.
Okay.
And that's
Okay. Sorry for your loss.
thank you. If I may, the first picture that I submitted and all that stuff shows the overgrowth in front of the garage that was removed. We did go down there and I sent a copy of a receipt where we had air work done. And we did take care of the property during that time. We thought we had arrangements with a gentleman to maintain the property. Come to find out we didn't. That's why we ended up going down there because the photos that I submitted was from July the 2nd. My brother-in-law was on work down there. We asked him to check in on the property. And he checked in and he sent those pictures to us. And then as soon as I could get off from work and everything, I took down there and we cleaned up the property, removed the overburden in front of the garage. We mowed the lawn, maintained the lawn and everything. And then my mother got sick, so we came back. The gentleman didn't maintain the property. And because we're dealing with my mother's funeral and everything, we attempted after the funeral and everything, we attempted to try to find somebody to go out there to maintain it. Every time we get somebody out there, they said that it was not a project they weren't willing to take. And we finally got a hold of somebody on January the 28th, which is All Seasons Lawn and Landscape. But their only open available schedule was on February the 11th to go out there, which is tomorrow. They're supposed to go out there and take care of that. And I have a quote for painting to get that done. Then I'm supposed to have that sent off, but he said the only thing about the painting, he said that he's 2 weeks scheduled out. And It'll take him 5 days on top of that, so about 3 weeks or so to get finished. And all I'm requesting is that we get an extension, and that way we can show proof that we did take care of it, and we got under contract now a lawn care company under contract now to be able to take care of it, and they're supposed to go out there bi-weekly.
Hey, are you aware of what you need to do to come into compliance with the landscaping? Because it looks to me like the sidewalks are overgrown and the driveway is overgrown with grass, the
Yes,
fencing.
I'm aware of that, and our new lawn care company that we got now, they're aware of all that situation and what all needs to be taken care of and everything. So, and I do apologize. It's not been, last year was not really a great year, especially towards the end. And I know that it needs to be taken care of. I got motion process of everything getting taken care of. It's just, it'll be the 11th before the lawn bill took care of, and it'll be almost 3 weeks before the painting took
Yeah,
care of.
okay. Any questions for anyone on the board?
What's the city's recommendation?
Staff requests a fine of $100 a day, max at $15,000.
Any other questions from the board? Do we have a motion?
Are they gonna put numbers that says no premise identification? So you gonna have somebody put numbers on your house?
We was unaware about the numbers on the house. We had the numbers on the fence. It says 405, but we didn't know about that. But I'll have him put the numbers on the house as well.
Okay. Anyone like to make a motion?
I'd like to go ahead and give him at least till next cutoff, since he's gonna have service starting tomorrow. And, the numbers should be up by then.
Okay, we have a motion from Ms. Roby to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 3/2 to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Do we have a second to that?
Second.
Second from Mr. Harrington. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay, so we've given you till next month. If there's progress in all of this and you come back and you show us the progress or we see the progress. Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. Almighty. If we see the progress, then we'll see what's going on next month about the painting. But we'd like to see definitely see progress, okay?
Okay, thank you. And I will let them know as soon as everything.
Yeah, you need to, yes, you need to let them know, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Now, we'll move on to case number 5. CEB 10-21-307, R. Lawrence Vanderberg.
Inspector Yates, City of Daytona Beach. My credentials are on file. We would like to ask to amend the compliance date to the next cutoff so we can inform the new owner.
You have the new owner's name now?
It's not in front of me.
Okay,
but it's right. We do
Kim,
have
Do
it.
you have that? Okay, so they have the new owner's name, so in order to notify him, you want,
I'd like another month, yes.
okay.
Let me go ahead.
Has the garage already been converted?
Yes, it's already been converted, and they already did start the permit process. And basically where they're at now is they need to hire a third party to come in and do the inspection since it's 100% complete already.
Robert Benjamin, Raleigh.
Okay.
And if you give me 1 second, I can announce the new.
The new owner is Robert Benjamin Raleigh, Rowley.
Okay. Okay, the chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until March 3rd to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such motion? Motion, Ms. Roby, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Marsh, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
Madam Chair, if you could do an additional motion to add the,
New party.
All right,
Yeah.
and we'll accept, Chair will accept additional motion to add the new owner to the complaint. Oh, good morning.
I would like to amend the last motion to include adding the new owner's name.
Okay, all right, motion from Mr. Gonzalez, do I have a second to that? Second, Ms. Ruby, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign
I'm sorry.
opposed, motion carries.
I'm sorry, I believe you stated in the motion that the cutoff was the 3rd.
No, second? March 2nd, right? I didn't say that?
It was stated as the 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so amend that. Do we have to do another vote?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Cutoff's the cutoff.
All right, the cutoff date.
clarification.
Yeah, we're just making a clarification, which is March 2nd, 2022. All right, case number 6, CEB 11-21-337, Jerry Janasek. Good morning. State your name and address.
714 North Avenue, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Do you swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
All right, since the last hearing, we've had contact and we've also had progress. The permit has officially been issued. So now I think he just has a few corrections to make and then he's just got to get it inspected. So I would like to ask for compliance to be extended to the next cutoff.
Okay.
Yes, I got
Okay.
some work to do, and then I'll contact.
Okay, good. Move
I'll be in touch
along.
with Kevin.
Okay. Chair will entertain motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until March 2nd, 2022 to come into compliance and return to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such motion? Motion, Ms. Roby. Second?
Thank you.
Second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor, say aye. I saw him first.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, case number 7, CEB 01-22-02, Sophie Delanoy. All right. We need Mr. Fitzgerald.
Go to the next case.
Well, he's got the next case, too. So that won't help. We'll wait a second. We'll wait a second. Meanwhile, the person that was here before, Christy, I think it was Filippello, was here last time. She was a friend of the owner. Said she had permission to speak.
There he is.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're at case number 7, CEB 0122-02. What's going on with that?
669 Kingston.
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
69 Kingston.
I did a site visit on May 10th, 2020, and a case was opened for the violation of the IPMC. It's continuing? Oh, it's returning case. Sorry.
Yeah. Case 7.
Oh.
Okay.
Since the last hearing, I've had no contact, no progress, recommending a $100 a day fine to a maximum of $15,000.
Any questions? The owner, as I recall, is in France and left it up to, I don't know whether you remember, left it up to this woman who said she was going to do everything. And I guess, I guess nothing's been done.
Right.
Okay.
So I would make a motion that we accept the city's recommendation of $100 a day, up to $15,000 for the fine to begin today.
Okay. All right. We have a motion from Mr. Gonzalez. Do we have a second? Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay, let's go to case number 8, CEB 06-21-188, John Smith, and care of Desi Smith Walker, who's a trustee. Are you here? Good morning. Can you hear us?
Yes, good morning.
Please state your name and address for the record and be sworn in.
My name is Desi Smith Walker, 5711 Northwest 13th Street, Lauderhill, Florida.
Okay.
You raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole, not the whole truth, nothing but the truth? I hope you got it.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
All right, we're going to hear from Mr. Fitzgerald first, and then we'll give you a chance to speak. Mr. Fitzgerald. Where are we?
We're here since the last month's hearing, and we're for consideration of a fine. I've had no contact with her, but I know other people have.
What other people?
Mr. Seitz spoke with her prior,
Okay.
but what's happening with the garage is it's coming apart in pieces, but it needs a permit for demolition or a permit to repair. At this time, I'm asking for a $100 fine to a maximum of $10,000.
So was any progress made since last time?
Well, they keep removing pieces of it. I mean, it's disappearing slowly. So I don't know if that's progress, but there's no
Right.
progress if you have no permit for
Right.
demolition or permit
Right.
to repair.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Smith Walker, what would you like to tell us?
There should be a permit, a permission for permit on the system. On February the 7th, Melissa was spoken to from the demolition company and was told that the permit is in the system.
All right, just give us a second to check that. Is there any permit? And now, what's the name of the demolition company?
More Muscles from
Oh.
Titusville, Florida.
Okay. Okay, we're looking it up and to see if that person is actual, or Melissa, is that the person that you talked to? We're looking that up to see if she actually applied for a permit. Have you
Yes,
spoken to her?
I have the verifications fax here from More Muscles. They sent me the document to show me that the fax was sent. The first one that was sent, was spoken to Amy, and she verified that the permit application had been received. And on the 7th, Melissa was spoken to and said that the permit was in the system. I did not speak to anyone in Volusia County. More Muscles did all the speaking because they're the ones that are applying.
Right, okay. Well, who is Kim?
Who is Kim?
Yeah.
Okay, Kim is the secretary of the board.
Okay, all right, I just want to make sure that we're,
Okay, I spoke to Kim, yes, I did,
okay,
to get the information for today's meeting.
okay. What'd you find, Captain Lee?
Couple of things. So there is a demolition permit that has been applied for. It is on hold. The notes indicate that Mo Muscles needs to apply for a license with Volusia County for demolition. And ultimately, there's a disconnect, a gas disconnect that would have to occur before they could proceed as well. Also, we would need to amend our request. Originally, it was a cap of 10,000. It would be a cap of 15,000. It's not a homesteaded property, not an owner-occupied property.
So the recommendation was 100 a day. All right, now, you were first notified, it says here, in June of 2020. What's been taking so long?
The notifications were not mailed to my home address. The notifications, I guess, went to 723 Madison Avenue, and the occupants did not inform me of it. Once I received the notices here at 5711 Northwest 13th Street, I have been doing my best to get the property or the garage demoed.
Okay, Now, according to Captain Lee, if I understand him correctly, the company that you're using to do the demo is not licensed in this county? Is that, just wait a minute, I want to ask him if that's correct.
Are you asking something of me? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize. I thought the question was to them.
That's okay. My question was, did you say that the company that applied for the permit to do the demo was not licensed in the county to do the work?
What I said is the notes indicate that the building department put a note in here stating that needs demo license with Volusia County.
So that means the company needs a demo license with the county?
That's my interpretation of that
Right.
note.
Because they're not licensed.
Right, they're not licensed, so
They
I,
need to register.
right, they need to register to do business here. Are they aware that they don't have, do you, have you talked to anybody in the company that understands that they are not licensed to do business in this county?
This is the first that I'm hearing that the company is not licensed to do business in Volusia.
Okay,
Wouldn't they have been notified by the county that they needed that?
I don't know.
They wouldn't notify her anyway.
No, they wouldn't, I
They'd
mean, the
notify the
county wouldn't
contractor.
notify her, well, I don't know.
But I would think that all this time that's gone by and all the issues they've had, that the owner would take it upon themselves to make sure that everything is in place. I don't think you just, well, the company, and that's it. There's some kind of accountability, I think, that the owner has there.
Well, the other thing is it needs a gas disconnect too, so somebody has to contact the gas company.
But
Do you
that's
know
not
about-
gonna happen until they have a company that's licensed to do business here.
She could call and get the gas disconnected
Yeah.
as the property.
Right.
Right, yeah.
So
But-
I'd like to make a motion.
Well, before we do that, Madam Chair, I just wanted to get two things clarified.
Okay.
And just an assumption as far as the notification that, as far as whether or not the company was certified or licensed to do business in Daytona Beach, that I would expect permits and licensing would at least have notified that company, and that probably happened. But my question is regarding occupancy, who's actually occupying it? We just had some question on who's occupying the home now. Can you tell us that?
Yes, at this time, Louis Smith is occupying the home.
So is that a relative?
Who was it? I'm sorry.
Yes, it is. It is my brother.
And who is John Smith?
John Smith is my father. He's deceased.
Okay, all right, so,
But the structure we're talking about is just the garage, correct?
I think it was for
Yeah.
the maximum fine. We're going back to 10,000, I think.
But the structure we're talking about that needs demo or repair is the garage only. We're not talking about the house.
No, the house is fine. The garage is a separate building and,
So there may not be, oh, well, you have to have gas to the whole place turned off.
Is there a motion on,
and Madam Chair,
Not
just want to
yet.
make
Not
that
yet.
clarification as to the maximum. So we would recommend a maximum of $10,000 and consider that if their heirs as owner occupied.
All right, so $100 a day up to 10,000.
excuse me, didn't
ahead.
Mrs. Roby make a motion?
No.
I thought you had.
No, I don't think
Oh.
I heard a motion.
Not yet.
Okay.
Right, well, we're just having a
What is-
discussion.
Why don't you make that motion?
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we fine the, owner $50 a day, up to the 10,000, since we're waiting on the company. So maybe she can,
Starting today
starting today.
and continue until compliance is achieved
Yes.
or reaches a maximum of $10,000. There a second to that
Okay.
motion?
Second.
And we have a second from Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, nay. Okay. Motion carries. So, we've imposed a fine of $50 a day, ma'am. You need to get in contact with that company. It's your responsibility. And if they don't have a license, they can't demolish a property. So I just want you to understand what you need to do, and once you get that in place, then you can go ahead with what needs to be done. But this has been going on.
I understand my responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
my responsibilities, but I also would like to say that Volusia County Permit Department is not on their toes either.
Is not what?
As far as the permit was requested February the 1st, and the company stated several times that Volusia County was not responding to the faxes. And
Oh, so
again,
now
Volusia
you know
County-
about it. All right, we've made a decision in this case.
I know you have made a decision, but
Okay,
I
that's
would
it.
like to say you're really being unfair to.
Okay,
to the-
all right, noted, thank you.
Volusia County needs to get their stuff.
Okay, well, we're not
as
Volusia
well as
County, we're not Volusia County. Okay, thank you.
Who are you if you're not Volusia County? You're the board in Volusia County, correct?
We're Daytona Beach, ma'am, we don't have any
Okay,
control
you're
over it.
Daytona Beach.
Mhm.
Okay, Daytona Beach is located.
All right,
in
thank
the
you.
county.
We've decided the case. Thank you. We're going to move on
Thank you.
now. Case number 9, CEB 01-22-65. Andrea Jewel Miss.
The property's compliance 1/26/2022.
Oh, in compliance.
126?
126.
2022.
Uh-huh. Okay, good. All right, on page 5, case number 10 is in compliance. Case number 11 is in compliance. Case number 12 is in compliance, so we'll move down to case 13. And it's Mr. Butler's case, CEB 01-22-16, Maybelle Bazell. And last time, I think Anita Pratt was here. Is that you? Yeah,
Annette
good,
Pratt.
Okay. All right, please state your name and address to the for the record and be sworn in, and state your relationship to Maybelle.
Annette, my name is Annette Pratt. Maybelle Bazell is my mother. She have deceased at 1058 North Libby Court.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ma'am, if you could just adjust that mic and just step a little closer, it's broadcast and recorded, so we just need you if you could. Thank you. That's perfect.
Okay, we'll hear from Mr. Butler, and then we'll give you a chance to tell us what's going on. Go ahead.
Okay, good morning. My name is Inspector Roosevelt Butler, credentials on file with the City of Daytona Beach. As it pertains to 1058 North Libby Court, since the last month court proceedings, I've had contact with the property owner, whom has contacted an attorney to assist with the probate process, and now has a contract of representation. Staff requests amend to the April cutoff.
All right, that's a good thing. That's what we asked you to do last time, and that's what you did, so that's a
Yes.
good thing. Okay. And we know that probate can take some time. So, anything from the board? All right. Chair will entertain a motion to amend previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until April 6, 2022 to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. Such a motion. Mr. Gonzalez motion. Is there a second? Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. So we're giving you till April before you have to come back, and hopefully things will move along for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Case number 14. CEB 01-22-21, Anthony Ammons and Camlin Ammons. And there was a contractor here last time, I think. Not here this time? Okay.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Anthony Jackson, attorney for the city. On this case, the staff's asking that we or the city's asking that we vacate this as well as dismiss. There was a notification error early on that would require that this be both vacated and dismissed.
What do we need to vacate, Tony?
Well, we're at imposition of a fine, so we had a finding of noncompliance. I believe we want to vacate the prior finding of noncompliance as well,
So you want to go ahead and eliminate the finding?
and then dismiss the case as a whole. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Okay,
Wait a minute, I'm confused. Yeah, I'm confused here.
Yeah, we should not have that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm confused. Please clarify for me. So this case was in non-compliance.
wait a minute, let's get his
Okay.
attention, then we'll
All
get
right.
there.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
wait.
let them finish.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, so this case has these issues that were non-compliance and brought before us, and now you don't want us to hear it. You want to dismiss it.
That's correct. There was a notification error, so that would be a due process that would invalidate the whole case. So we're asking for.
You said there was no notification? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Improper.
Improper notification, okay. I didn't hear that part.
Yes.
I move to vacate this case.
Dismiss?
Vacate,
Dismiss,
dismiss.
or dismiss
Okay,
the
vacate and
case.
dismiss.
Does that mean that,
Just as a reminder, this does not mean that the issues go unaddressed.
okay.
The issue, what it means is that we have to revert back and give the proper notice
Right.
in order for us to have due process intact.
Okay.
So that's what's
Sure.
happening here. They will be given the time to be able to correct, and then
Okay.
it will most likely come back before you if they don't make those corrections.
And,
All right.
and just so it's not confusing, and I know Mr. Sina would explain the same, when we say to vacate the order, we're talking about that order of noncompliance,
Yeah.
that's no good anymore. So we want to take that away, and then to make sure the whole case is over with, we're asking for dismissal.
Right.
And then we'll start fresh and new, doing it the way that will ensure that we have proper.
Be corrected to vacate the order of noncompliance.
And dismiss the case.
And
Yes.
dismiss, and case be dismissed, right. All right, we have a motion from Mr. Harrington. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Roby. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay. Case number 15. CEB 01-22-25. Jacqueline Cord Finney.
Mark Jones, Supervisor, Neighborhood
Good morning.
Services. Good morning. Since the last hearing, I've had no contact with the owner. The vehicle that was in the yard was removed, but they still have the vehicle in the driveway with a expired tag. Staff is requesting a fine of $100 a day with a cap of $10,000.
So there's still a vehicle there with no tag.
Correct.
She's saying expired tag.
What?
Expired tag.
It's an expired tag,
Not no
correct?
tag.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
expired back in,
Okay.
Is that the only
September.
violation?
Yeah, that was the only remaining violation they had. They had one vehicle in the yard, and they repaired the fence, but they didn't remove the junk vehicle. It's still sitting there. That's what's considered the unlicensed vehicle.
Is there wheels or is it on, is there wheels or is it on a?
No, it's just,
Yeah, the wheels are on it, but it's, we
Yeah.
consider it, if it's an unlicensed,
it's just not, the tag's
So it would be
expired.
cheaper to get the license than it would be to get they are fine.
Well,
Mercedes,
that's-
I would hate to.
yeah, you'd have to get the, they have to have insurance to get
Right.
the tag. And
Right.
Once the tag is, either the vehicle leaves the premises or
Right.
the tag is brought into compliance, they'll be in
Right.
compliance.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
I think $100 a day for this may be a little high. I'd like to.
This may be
I'd like to make what?
Just a suggestion, this may be a perfect opportunity for you to use an auto fine where you just set them like a 2-week period out to get this corrected, and a fine would start at that point if they did not get it corrected. If they were to get notice of that, they might be able to correct it in that time frame before it actually
Gotcha.
went into effect. since it's such a minor violation that could be corrected.
Yeah,
And we'd
we
rather
have made
see compliance.
contact. We attempted contact with the owner. I did on February 3rd. Manager Sykes was there on February 9th. Really just knocking on the door, trying to see if we get someone's attention to see if we could get it. But we can easily continue to try to get a hold of them. We can post a notice on their door or something.
I'll make the motion.
And that auto fine would save it from having to come back in front of you also.
Right.
Clears it from the.
All right. So, Mr. Gonzalez is making a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until, what's 2 weeks from now?
2 weeks.
Everybody got that date?
What's today, the 10th? So it'd be the 30th,
The,
right? No, 14 days, so 24th.
24th till February 24th to come into compliance or impose a fine in the amount of $100 per day effective on the 24th of February
Right.
to a maximum of $10,000 until compliance is achieved. Do we have a second to that?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay. Yeah, so you'll notify her that she has 2 weeks to get this out of
Yes.
there, or, okay, good. All right. Case number 16 is a Zoom call, CB01-22-27. Marie Carol Catul. Sorry, hello? I don't know whether I said, hello.
No Zoom? No.
Okay, we have Zoom and we
Oh,
have,
yeah, both.
both people here for the case?
Yes,
Okay, that's fine.
I'm the property owner of the adjoining property here.
You're the what? All right, he's a witness. All right, let's swear in our Zoom caller, Marie Carol. How do you say your last name?
Catul.
Catul, okay. And then we'll swear you in. All right. State your name and address for the record, please, Marie Catul, and be sworn in.
Marie Catul, 815 Vernon Street, Daytona Beach.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, and what is your name, sir?
Gerald McCreary, the property owner at 635 Bellevue. And actually, this fence here is,
Wait a minute,
Okay.
wait. You need to be sworn in.
okay.
State your name and address for the record.
Gerald McCreary, the property owner of 635 Bellevue Avenue, Daytona.
So this case is for 815, am I right, Vernon?
Yes.
So I don't
Well,
understand.
this fence is partially on my property, and that's why we're here to talk about that. I own the property next to it.
So
It's in
you're
the back
a
of Bell.
witness?
Yes.
Okay, so you're a neighbor and a witness to this. Okay.
Madam Chairman, the board can't see the pictures.
We don't have
They're
pictures.
down there.
Can we have the
Right.
pictures, Joe?
Yeah, I just think they haven't popped up because we haven't started the presentation yet. They're
Right.
down there for the inspector.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Jones. Tell
Yeah,
us-
since,
Still needs to be
I'm sorry, we haven't sworn.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Jones.
yeah, since the last hearing, I have had contact with the owner, but there's been no progress made. Staff is recommending a fine of $100 a day with a cap of 15. This case opened back in October of 2021.
Okay, I'm going to let the owner of the property speak first, and then I'll let you speak, okay? Go ahead. Ms. Catul, you go ahead and tell us what's going on and why there hasn't been any progress.
First of all, I didn't know there was a problem with the fence. Since Mr. Jones said it was in October, I didn't aware about it. I found out until in November, and then a friend called me, tell me there's a problem with the code for the enforcement for the fence. And then that's the time I found out, and then I looked for someone to fix it for me, and the person is because I didn't know there was a problem with the iron roof. There was an iron roof in the fence, So the guy removed the iron roof for me, and then the next day he have to come back to finish it. He called me, he told me he have corona, he's sick, he can't continue until one day he called me back, he told me he feel a little bit better now, so he need some time, by the end of this month, he will be able to finish it. It's just. to
So
collect
what,
the money.
I'm sorry, I'm not quite clear what he couldn't do with the fence.
No, there was a iron roofing in the fence.
Hold on.
They had just installed a couple pieces of corrugated roofing, metal, lengthwise, trying to cover up some of the fence.
Okay,
They did take that down,
okay.
but they haven't done anything with the
Okay.
fence.
Okay, that's what, thank you. That's what
Yes.
I needed to understand that. All right. Now, Mr. McCreary, what would you like to say?
Well, I'm requesting that the board consider a maximum daily fine, because this has been going on really, Captain Lee should probably know about this. It's been going, I've had problems with this property since about 2007. Things have ended up on my property, the trash, it's been police activity over here. Since then, I have liens on my property, a lot more than that, from them parking vehicles there and people walking, people walking through the property. This patio structure you see here, I opened up another complaint about it today. Half of that's on my property also. And I sent a text to.
I'm sorry, Mr. McCrary, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Joe, we're not seeing any photos up on the screen, so he's referencing things that he's seeing, but we're not seeing anything.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that patio you see to the left,
Yeah,
half of that's built on my property, and that was built without a permit. I opened a case on that today. I sent messages to the owner, the lady that was speaking here, that I would even assist in trying to help get that removed to bring it to code, but haven't heard from her. The person that's working on it is living there. She said he can't do it, he's sick or something, but the guy, John, he lives in this house now. It's rented out.
Okay. I understand that there are multiple issues with this property. The one that we're considering today is just the fencing.
Okay,
That's all we can
Right.
consider, because that's all that's in front of us.
okay. Well, I have a permit to put up a chain link fence, and I can't because this dilapidated fence here is on my property, and my property mark is behind that, so, so that's what we're talking about. I'm just requesting.
You given a survey with your permit?
Yes, I emailed a survey to Sykes and Mr. Jones, they have it, Mark Jones, they have the survey.
Okay,
So
pretty,
that fence is on your property,
Yes,
and you have a permit to put a
I have
chain
a
link in?
permit to put up a chain link fence, and I can't because of that.
does that require an order from some court or
No,
anybody?
no, it seems like if,
Or can we just issue that on this fence?
The only thing we can talk about is the damaged fencing. As far as I.
yeah,
can
but
tell,
if it's on
that's
his
what it is.
property,
Partially. They have the survey,
But that's a civil matter.
and this, well,
That
and this
is a
is,
civil matter. We can't,
But when did you get your permit? Because they're only good for so long.
yes, and I got it it's been about a month ago now.
Okay.
That's good
So
for 6.
I'd like to make a motion that we,
well, we're not finished
Go
yet.
ahead, Mr. Gonzalez.
We're not finished yet. I would like some clarification from the attorneys in regard to if this is his property and the fence is on the property and we're charging her with the violation, where do we stand really? If it's his property,
well, she's being charged with the
with the right,
fence. So she needs
Right.
to either take it down so he can go ahead and use his permit.
right, but
with his owner.
yeah, but if he's got a permit and it's his property, then he could take it down.
Why should he pay to take it down?
All right, so
All right.
He said he was willing to resolve it. I'm not
Well,
saying he's.
you guys are engaging in dispute about where the property line is. And then, she hasn't denied that it was her fence. And, it is, it's our determination that the fence belongs to that property and it's that property. That's why it was cited on that parcel for that property.
Right.
You know, that's why our case is that way. We're not going to engage in a civil dispute between
Right.
two property owners as to why or where the property line is or isn't.
Right.
That is something for them to work out through civil court.
Understood, but that, my question was to the attorneys as to where do we stand on it?
The city's taking the position that it's her fence,
Right, it's her fence.
her responsibility.
And her responsibility. And that's all we're considering. The other issues would have to be.
And we are asking her to either repair or tear it down.
Or,
Right.
Yes, sir. That will correct the
well, if
violation.
she repairs the fence, it's still going to be on his property. Does that matter?
Has to be determined by the courts.
Yeah, as far as we're concerned, it's on her property. That's our best knowledge. And they have a dispute as to where it is,
What?
but it can take from the way
It's on her property?
or it's her fence and her responsibility.
It's her.
The majority that's
So
on her
if
property,
she
yes.
My
Okay,
question. Go
excuse
ahead.
me, Mr. Chairman. What did you just say? The majority of the fence is on her property?
Correct.
Right, okay.
He's
Okay.
speaking about just a portion of the fence that is somehow encroached upon his property.
Right.
We're just addressing this fence and this property.
What we have is the whole fence that needs to be repaired or
We can't cut it apart.
Repair
or
and
removed.
demolished.
Yeah.
So if the fence is repaired, my question is, part of it will still be on his property, but that's not our concern.
Not concerned.
That's right.
Okay,
When I put up my fence, I had to get a permit, and then I had to have a survey. So if she does it correct with a permit, there was no permit ever pulled on it, so then it would be correct if she gets a permit.
We could look at any other allegations or a violation that's being raised, but those are not the ones before you.
right,
So she's in violation and we need to make a determination.
correct.
as
She's
to-
in violation.
Right,
Her fence
right.
needs repair,
Right.
and that's what we're considering.
Okay. let's
Period.
take a motion.
All right. Chair will entertain a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $15,000.
So moved.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion from Mr. Gonzalez and a second from Mr. Harrington. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay. And she left. The Zoom call, I guess.
But I make sure that the order, though, indicates her property. Her property number, her property.
Yes,
Yeah.
it will. That's how our case is presented on.
I can see it being confused.
Good
Yeah,
fences.
the case was brought before you on that parcel, and the order will be attached to that parcel. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good fences make good neighbors.
Well, thank you. All right, let's move on to case number 17, CEB 01-22-28. Sandra E., Harold L., and George M. Thomas. We're on a Zoom call here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please state your names and address for the record.
My name is Sunithia Garrett, and I reside at 13 Marie Circle in Crawfordville, Florida.
Okay.
My name is Sandra Thomas. My address is 183 Donaldson William Road, Crawfordville, Florida.
All right, I guess you both need to be sworn in and then tell us your relationship to Sandra E., Harold L., and George Thomas. So be sworn in first.
Do you swear, can you raise your right hands? Do you swear or affirm your testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, now what's your relationship?
Sandra E. Thomas is her.
Oh,
And that's my mother.
okay, and you're her daughter. All right, okay. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to hear from Mr. Jones, and then we'll give you an opportunity to tell us what's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Since last hearing, I have had contact with the property owner via email and phone conversations. They have contacted Four Seasons Roofing to come out and do an inspection, and as long as the roof passes their inspection, they'll be able to file for a permit. this should be able to be accomplished within this month, so we're asking to amend to the next cutoff.
Okay. Any questions from the board? How does that's good. So you've got your contractor and you're getting your permit, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Restated, okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Anything else you'd like to say?
I'm sorry.
Anything else? No.
We are
Okay.
kind of long.
Okay. All right. Last time there was an issue about a squatter and the property was posted. Has that been taken care of?
While we were there, right after court, we went and purchased additional locks for the home, and we also met with Joe from Home Depot and Windows and Doors. We have signed documentation to have the windows and doors installed. There is a back order on them.
Okay, all right.
Yes, ma'am. We're taking care of it.
Okay, we're just here to really talk about the roof. I just know that those issues came up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so your recommendation is next cutoff?
Yes.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until March 2nd to come into compliance or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved. Or second, either one.
Motion, Mr. Gonzalez, second, Ms. Roby, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay, you're all set till next month. Just make sure you stay in touch with Mrs. Jones, okay?
We will. Thank you so much.
All right. Case number 18, CEB 10-21-298, Delbert Gale. Are you here, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. I skipped that case.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Doing
Thank
well.
you for your tip.
State your name and address for the record and be sworn in, please.
Yes, my name is Delbert Gale. I live at 925 Niles Street, Daytona Beach, 32114.
Were you here last month?
I think I missed last month. I think the month
Okay.
before.
You've been
I
what?
think it was a month before I came. I think was a month before. I think so.
No, he didn't, he was not here last month. This is
Right,
the individual
okay.
you asked me to
Yeah,
check on.
okay. All right. Now we're going to hear from Mr. Jones and then we'll hear from you, sir.
Okay.
Raise your right hand, sir.
Oh, I'm
Mr.
sorry,
Gale,
you need
raise
to-
your right
you need
hand.
To be sworn in.
Your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, now, Mr. Jones.
Yes, since last hearing, I have met with the property owner. We did go over the minor items that needed to be corrected. Per the visit last week, there has been no progress made, and staff is recommending a fine of $100 a day with a cap of $10,000.
In addition to that, you asked me to follow up with this individual to check on them. I did a well-being check. It was not as, he missed the hearing because he was confused about the date, which he can probably speak to for himself. I assessed this property and the situation to try to apply some resources here. It was not a situation where we could apply resources, and there's just not effort being made here.
Okay. All right. Mr. Gale, what do you have to say?
Yes, ma'am. All those stuff, since he came and showed me what to take out in the front, all those stuff is gone. So I don't know if he did come, maybe before when he comes, I tried to get a lot of stuff. I moved the truck to the other side. If you just see, right now it's done. All those tires move. I put gravel around his side because my biggest problem is not that.
Could you remove?
My biggest problem is,
Could you either remove the mask or get closer to the mic because I can't hear?
okay, thank you. My biggest problem is I realized the next property that I had is two lots there. One is, I'm on lot 20, and I'm also buying lot 19. Ted Brusso bought it for me years ago. Thank God for him. That's what my pap. And I was paying taxes on my business and my homestead exemption on my house. So I thought I had owned them two lots. So I had my things them there, and you know, I take care of the hedges you see right there. I kept it high, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I kept that hedges high, but all them tires gone. Down from me is there's a cesspools for Daytona Beach. I lived there from '84, and sometimes this place gets so, oh my God, you can't stand it. So you know, when
I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't know about the other people, but I really cannot understand what you're saying.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Them hedges that I grow is for a reason. When I come there first, it was a little bit of edges. And then sometimes you sit outside and you couldn't stand your breath because of the cesspool we had down
Okay, so now we're talking about a cesspool?
No, I'm going to finish my statement. That's why
Okay.
sometimes I keep the hedges, you know, to keep the smells from, you know, so I trim my hedges and I had to, you know, go right around. But, you know, but I'm sick with cancer, and those bush, I kept them because I didn't have them before. It helps me to breathe better because sometimes you can't smell it down there. It's very smelly. And but I clean up in front of the van, to move my stuff, because I understand that I lose this lot that I was in. I don't no longer have it, and because of him, I find out. I was trying to find out who owned it until he come the other day. I found out it was somebody else that in Miami. I don't even know where he is. I tried to get in touch with him about the place, but they said they won't sell it until I got the all cash. So I have no cash to buy it all once. So,
All right,
you know,
So what are you doing to fix all these things?
that truck's already moved. I fixed all of that side there already. The truck's moved from there. I cleaned up the tires and stuff. All I had left is to trim the front edges right there. And I would finish, but the weather is bad. And because I got cancer and my bone them hurt when time the weather changed, I ain't got no help much. I couldn't get a chance to finish up that. Because every time I go out there, it's cold. And the wind and rain, I couldn't do much.
Right.
But I was trying.
What
But
a lousy month.
if you look in my yard right now, all that stuff is gone.
So you're not hooked into city sewer, is that right?
Yes, ma'am. I'm in city sewer, but the city sewer is done for me. And you don't. I'm just about couple, you know. I'm in the middle. Before you get to Fremont, I had the first cesspool from the sewer, and I lived there from '84, and I know what I'm talking about. I've been through hell. If it wasn't them bushes to keep me. You know, I don't understand.
All right, let me
You know?
stop you now and say that Mr. Jones has said that no progress was made.
Yes, ma'am. It's some. You can go take a picture right now. Only thing I had there, the truck. This guy supposed to move the bucket truck, and he didn't.
Do you have
Sometimes I ask, I had no one. They don't come. I had one little young man right there that he works, and every now and again he comes so late he can't even be no help. You can ask him. I have no help.
Madam Chair.
So it's kind of hard for me.
Okay.
You know, but I'm trying. You know, give me a
All
little
right,
more time.
Well, Mr. Jones has testified that you haven't been making progress.
You can go and look right now.
Well, he did go. What was the date you were out there?
Last time I was there was January 31st.
January.
So it has
Okay.
been.
All right. Captain?
The only thing else I'd like to add is I'm trying to be as respectful as I can, but the absolute honest truth is that this gentleman's demeanor and presentation to you is completely different than his demeanor and presentation at property. This is not an honest and true reflection of his condition ability and his commitment to fixing this issue.
Well, I see some, just looking at him, trying to listen to him, seems to me that there could be some health issues here. And I think that if he has a legitimate complaint about a cesspool, I think it's some kind of community resource needs to look at the cesspool issue because that's going to make it worse, this condition, if it exists.
I understand why you're saying that, but I'm telling you that you sent me to do a well-being check on an individual because you felt like he was presenting as frail or having some health issues, and when I showed up, he had no idea why I was there, and he was in much more jovial spirits and moving much more limberly than he is presenting himself today. So I'm just trying to provide you the facts so you can be as well-informed as
No, I
possible.
appreciate it.
I can say everything that you say. I got cancer. There's some day I got good days, and some day I ain't got none. My bone be hurting. I can't move. I can think. First of all, I got 2 eye surgery. I got a hernia, and I got cancer. I didn't give myself that. It was someday my bones will let me, and someday I can't. I cut trees for 30 years. I ain't no scared of height. But if I know I can't do it, I can't right now until I get back. It's my, trimming up my yard and all that. That's what I do for a living. I'm just sick right now. I wish I have the strength to do. I took down big trees. I got a license right now in this town. I'm just sick. I can't do what I used to do. And that's the facts, truth. I don't have to farm. I don't have to go pity and myself, no.
Okay, I think we've heard enough. We're gonna have to
I
make a
see address numbers up there, so, but I see also that tag is expired. Did you get the car registered?
All of my tags and my vehicle is up to date until June and May. Because I have a business for a truck is till June, and all of my vehicles is May. I have nothing expired there. It's just that
That picture was taken January 22, and the tag says 5/21.
I have all my pictures done for 2022 of this year before I read. And I have a lot of tags. I get about 8 tags.
But 8 tags don't.
I got about 8 stickers every year, and 8 different tags, and
All right,
I've been doing
okay,
that. So I might.
we've heard enough. We're gonna have to make a decision.
You know.
Unless somebody has more questions.
All those is registered. He was
Okay,
there.
that's enough, sir. We've heard enough. And the board has no more questions? Does anybody want to make a motion?
I make a
This-
motion to fine the respondent $50 a day until he comes into compliance.
Second.
All right, Mr. Roby has made a motion to impose a fine of $50 per day until he comes into compliance or reaches a maximum of $10,000. And Mr. Gonzalez has seconded it. All in favor say aye.
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 Like sign opposed. Motion carries. So we voted to fine you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, but I have
$50 a day.
license and insurance and all my
Done.
vehicles, so
Once you
it's
get-
hard
okay.
for me. It's
Okay,
hard.
That's it. We've decided the case. Thank you.
It's not like I have something illegal in my yard. My vehicle is licensed and insured. I don't see what I'm going to get fined for that for. It's hard.
All right, case is over. I'm going to call the next case. Case number 19 CEB 10-21-300, Pat Hurd. Okay, Ms. Hurd is not here. Mr. Jones.
Yes, since last hearing, I've had no contact with the property owner, but there has been some progress. She failed a roofing inspection for the shed on January 13th. I'd like to amend to the...
It failed?
Huh?
It failed?
It failed the tie-in inspection for the roof. And I'd like to amend to the next cutoff to give her an opportunity to get it repaired and the permit finalized.
I move that we accept the city's recommendation.
But she hasn't, why hasn't she been in contact with you? I mean... Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, go ahead.
Okay. I would like to motion that we accept the city's recommendation to the next cutoff date, which is 3/2, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time impose a fine.
Okay. So we're amending the order,
Yes.
okay? And allowing them, or they could be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Mr. Gonzalez made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Okay. Moving on to case number 20, Ms. Kirk. This is CEB 01-22-30, Monir Farah.
I thought it was in compliance.
Oh, I'm sorry, case 21. I didn't circle it. Okay. Case number 21 is CEB 01-22-31, Brian and Dion Jackson.
Good morning, Sarah Kirk, Inspector of the City. My credentials are on file. Since the last hearing, I've had no contact. There's been very minimal progress. Address numbers have been displayed, and some debris has been piled at the front of the property. Other than that, it's non-compliance. Re-inspected the property yesterday. Staff is requesting a $100 a day fine to a max of $15,000.
So I guess he was here last time. What was the? He doesn't live there?
I believe the property is vacant.
Vacant.
Yes.
Any other questions from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $15,000. Such a motion?
So moved.
All right, motion, Mr. Gonzalez, second, Ms. Roby, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Okay, page 8, case number 22, CEB 01-22-34, Earl McCrary. Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Kirk.
Okay. Since the last hearing, I've had no contact. I re-inspected the property yesterday. The peeling paint remains, and now we have a vehicle parked in the yard. Staff's requesting a $100 a day fine to a max of $15,000.
Chair will entertain, any questions from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue till compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $15,000. Such a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Who made the motion? Mr. Harrington made the motion. Mr. Gonzalez, I heard, made the second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Case number 23, CEB 01-22-35. This would be Richard Walsh and David Turek.
Since the last hearing, I've had no contact. There has been a little bit of progress, but the property is still in non-compliance. Staff requests a $100 a day fine to a max of $15,000.
What progress has been made?
The parking has been corrected,
Okay.
and that's about it.
Any comments from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $15,000. Such a motion? Motion, Ms. Roby. Is there a second?
Second.
Who did that? Mr. Harrington.
Whoever.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. All right, we have a Zoom call next.
I need to step out for a minute.
Okay. Well, is it 1, 2, that still leaves us with a quorum, right? 4, okay.
Good.
Mr. Gonzalez has stepped out for a minute. Okay, case number 24, Zoom call, CB 01-22-39, Sarah Riles Edwards. Good morning.
Good morning. This is not Sarah.
Okay,
This is
state your name and
Valen-
address for the record and your relationship to Sarah.
Valencia Robinson, 1628 Piccadilly Drive, Daytona Beach, Florida, 32117. I am not related to Sarah, but my son, Devon Robinson, purchased the home on last week. He went through a program.
Chair, I'd ask if she
Wait a
could
minute, we need to be
before she
sworn in
explains
first.
all of this.
Let Kim swear, the secretary swear you in, please.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to hear from Ms. Kirk first, and then we'll give you,
Well, Madam
Okay.
Chair, I believe
What?
she was explaining her relationship to the property.
right, so she's the mother of the son who bought the house from Sarah Edwards? Is that
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay, just want to make sure.
okay,
heard the
so
whole
that's,
story.
okay.
Well, then do we have the proper, do we have the proper owners in front of us? When was the sale, when did the sale take place?
The sale took place last week.
Okay.
Do we have any info?
Yes, we were provided some documents.
So we have the.
I don't know if they're recorded. We're pulling them real quick here, but we've been in communication. If the inspector, when the inspector presents, I think she'll clarify.
Patient is asked for adding the new owner and amending, but.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. Say the new owner.
Okay,
Well,
so
we'll verify
the
that.
new owner is your son, and you have permission to speak for him, correct?
I do. He's a teacher and he
Yeah,
could not
okay.
take off.
Fine, that's fine. All right, so,
Need a motion to add the new owners upon verification. And then we need to probably.
okay, has all this information been verified?
We're looking now.
Okay. And also, there was something about the NACA program update. Does anybody
Well-
know about the NACA program? Go ahead.
The program is the program that my son went through to purchase the home. That's why it took us 8 months for him to just buy this home from her. So it's a national program and it was a lot of different steps that he had to take
Right?
in order to purchase the purchase the home. So now we have a contractor and the home will be completely renovated. So we're going to still need time to do,
Right.
in my estimate, these minor
Yeah,
things.
okay, all right. So we do have here a settlement statement that's been submitted, right?
Yeah, it appears we're in the process of completing, but I don't believe that we're at the point where we should be adding the ownership, so we
So
do want
haven't, you
to.
haven't signed paper, the money hasn't transferred yet?
Yes, everything is done. My son is the owner of the home now.
We don't have any record of that.
We don't have a record of that. And the reason probably we don't have a record of that is because it hasn't been updated on the county website. Not
Right.
because you've done anything wrong, just because it hasn't updated there yet. So do we just want to?
Can we just amend till next month?
Yes.
That's our preference.
Yeah, okay, so we'll just amend to the next cutoff and we'll go from there.
Add an additional owners if verified.
And add the additional owner when it's verified. All right, so Chair will entertain a motion to amend previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 3/2/2022 to come into compliance and also need the information verified that there is a new owner and add that owner to the case.
Wouldn't we also like to have a copy of the contract that they, at that time,
We do have a contract with what, NACA?
for the repairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said they have a contractor.
Okay, we'd like to see that also, and,
Absolutely.
okay. All right, so you stay in touch with, so we have, do we have a
Sarah,
motion?
I emailed Sarah.
Okay, good.
everything.
Okay,
We need a motion.
All right, so we need a motion to do all that. Ms. Roby, we have a second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Marsh. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay, so another month, it looks like it's a lot of paperwork, and then we'll get busy on this other, on finishing up this case, okay? Thank you.
Could we let the record know that I'm back?
Yes,
Thank you.
welcome back.
So a lot of people going to research that.
Well, I know you will, but,
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez has returned. What time is it? A quarter of?
Yeah,
All right,
14.
okay, all right. Let's see, where are we now?
25.
All right, we're on case number 25, CEB 01-22-42, Sarah Young. Ms. Young here, is that you coming up? No, okay. All right, Ms. Kirk.
Since the last hearing, I've had no contact. I re-inspected the property yesterday. Both permits are still expired. Property is still in non-compliance. Staff is requesting a $100 a day fine to a max of $15,000.
Okay. So this case has been going on since 2020, May of 2020.
So I would motion that we accept the city's recommendation to fine this case $100 a day up to the max of $10,000 for the fine to start today. $15,000 to start today.
Okay, we have a motion from Mr. Gonzalez. Do we have a second? Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. There was a contractor that was involved. What happened to him? Haven't heard from him either.
I had contact with a Mr. Young when I started the case, and then I had contact with a Ron Smith
Yeah.
that was working on it,
Yeah.
but I haven't had any contact any
Okay,
recent time.
Nothing. Okay. All right. Let's move on to case number 26, CEB 01-22-43, Hazel Allen. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please state your name and address for the record and be sworn in.
Hazel May Allen Floyd, 615 Hudson Street, Daytona Beach, 32114.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll hear from Ms. Kirk, and then I'll give you a chance.
Okay.
Since the last hearing, I have had regular contact with Miss Allen. She has made quite a bit of progress. We're working on an expired roof permit as well as fixing the fascia board right there. So staff is requesting to amend to give her another month to come into compliance.
Okay, what has been done?
She had a inoperable vehicle that was removed. She's also been working on the facade, the exterior of the property, and I believe she's something else too.
Good.
I think there was something else I'm missing.
Okay. And is the work on the roof finished and the permit just expired? Is that?
The city is the one did the roof. In March of 2015, they was fixing my roof, and I think this is what the problem, what occurred. They knocked on the door and tell me that something came through the middle bedroom. Could I go get the thing out of there? They hand it back to them through the roof. So I said, it's y'all making sure that y'all letting the people know up there that I'm going through there to get the thing out the middle bedroom? Yes. No worries. You can go on in there. I goes in there to get the thing for them. No sooner than I can hand it to try to hand it to them, the tear shear that you tear the roof down that came through the middle bedroom, hit me in the head.
I'm sorry that happened, but that we can't.
Well, I'm just saying, it's got to be the reason, because I complained it. I had a minor concussion and everything when I finally get it taken care of. But I told them on the roof, the
And
people that was doing it.
This was back in 2015?
Yes, ma'am.
I need to figure something out. So the expired roof permit applies to what?
I've been telling Miss Allen, and I also spoke with Ron Smith.
Yeah.
To contact permits and licensing to see what needs to be done because it looks like things have passed on the permit. I don't know if it just needed a final inspection. I don't know. Everything passed the inspections that were done on this roof, so it could be that simple. I don't know. So I was hoping did you go down there today?
I talked to them and everything, and they said if any work got to be done, any more extra work got to be done to the roof, then somebody need to come in there and update the permit.
Okay.
But they haven't been working on the roof.
Okay, so that's why I was asking to amend just another month, just to see if we can get this straightened out, because there has been some confusion.
Okay, there
going on.
seems to be some confusion.
Yes.
Okay. All right, the chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent until March 2nd to come into compliance and be returned to the board for consideration of fine up to $1,000 per day. Such a
So moved.
motion. All right, motion, Mr.
Second.
Gonzalez, second.
Mr. Harrington.
Mr. Harrington, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like
Aye.
sign opposed, motion carries.
Thank
Okay,
you.
So we'll try and get this straightened out.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to you in just a minute.
All right, one more case of old cases. Case number 27, CEB 01-22-46, Angela Osparrow. Good morning.
Good morning.
State your name and address for the record, and please be sworn in.
It's Angelia Q. Sparrow,
Oh, dear. All right, let's correct that.
and it's 556 Bellevue Avenue, Daytona Beach, 32114.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ms. Farrell, I'm sorry, can you spell your name? Your first name?
Angelia.
Okay.
We could have that corrected on the.
Yeah,
I think
we'll
it's
have
right
that
on the
corrected.
property appraiser. Misspelled.
Okay, Ms. Kirk, what
Oh.
can you tell us?
Okay, thank you. Since the last hearing, I have had contact with Ms. Sparrow. She expressed that she's waiting on some funds to repair the roof. So I would like to ask to amend to the next cutoff date to see if we can get some progress on repairing the roof.
Okay.
Is there a contract of any sort or anything? How do you know how much funds you need?
Well, I have contacted some roofers to get an idea as to how much I would need. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but
Okay, well, we'll consider that, but I think that it would be important that next time you come with some kind of an estimate, what
Okay.
it's gonna cost.
Or a contract and a
because,
permit.
okay.
of course you need funds, but you
Right.
don't know how much. So you need to know that.
Yeah, my question would be, what's the delay, because we're looking at from June of '21?
What's the delay? Money.
Yeah.
Right, from June of '21.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, can I ask, what are you doing to fix that? Because like they say, you're gonna need to know how much, so how much time do you think you're gonna need to get it done?
Well, I mean, if at all possible, can I have until like April? Because I'm a health.
No, I don't want to say no because we'll have to vote on it, but the city wants you to make some progress.
That's, yes.
So that if, and so
Let's define for her what progress means.
progress means that you will have a permit and a roofing contractor would be progress if that's acceptable to this, to the code enforcement officer. And that's what pretty much she's recommending that we give you that extra month to get those things done.
Okay, okay, I mean, and I need to, I'm trying to figure out like what, if I'm expecting money, which I am, can I get until April?
I don't know how
Well,
the
we
board
decide
feels
on that
about
next
that.
week.
Month to month? Oh, okay, I don't know, that's my first time here.
Okay,
That's why I'm asking.
hopefully you're last.
Amen to that, yes, ma'am.
All right. Any comments? Okay.
City's recommendation.
Okay. Chair will entertain motion to amend previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until March 2nd to come into compliance to be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Motion, Ms. Roby, second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carried.
Thank
And
you.
Madam Chair, if I just may say to Ms. Sparrow, one, of course, if you keep in contact with the inspector, that's
Yes.
a lot. But as to the name situation, that's how it's appearing on the tax basis report. So you need to make sure you just update your name, spelling, and so forth.
Okay.
To have that correct.
Okay,
That's just what we got off of the property appraisal.
okay,
Okay, so.
thank you.
Thank you. So we can start our new cases or we can take a quick 5-minute break.
Madam Chair,
Who?
can you tell me what that vote was?
You missed the vote.
I missed the vote.
Oh, all in favor say aye. Yeah, everybody. You did vote, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did it?
Who made the motion? Ms. Roby made the motion,
Roby.
Mr. Gonzalez
I
made the second.
Yeah.
Roby,
And then
and we're amending until next month.
Right.
Okay.
Right, we're just going to take a short 5-minute break.
Okay.
And then we'll start with our new cases. Meeting will now come back to order. Okay. Case number 28, CEB 02-22-53, Diano Smith. Okay, we're only here, all of these cases are for compliance or non-compliance. We're not here, this whole section, we're not going to fine you today. We're going to just see whether your house, whether we agree with the code enforcement department that your house is either in compliance or it's not in compliance, and we'll set a date for you to come into compliance. That's all. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Yates.
Good morning.
I need to swear her in.
Oh, I'm sorry. State your name and address for the record and be sworn in.
Diane Smith, 822 North Halifax, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Yates, go ahead.
All right, this case was opened April 26, 2021, and was field generated. The notice of violation was issued for overgrown landscaping, broken windows, dilapidated roof and fascia, dilapidated deck, damaged fencing, outside storage, peeling paint, exterior surfaces, dilapidated exterior structure, and missing screens. They were first notified June 29, 2021, and compliance was due by July 29, 2021. I've had contact with the owner, but unfortunately, we've had no progress up until now. I'd like to ask for a finding of non-compliance with compliance due by the next cutoff.
Okay, what would you like to say?
I was unaware of the last hearing that I missed because it was given to,
This is a new case.
This is the first hearing.
Oh, this is the first hearing. Okay, I'm sorry. I was just gonna, I've been in contact with Samsula Demolition, which was done originally, but and I've been in contact with Mr. Cecil about the demo, and Samsula, I signed a contract with them. Originally, the truck that can fit down the driveway is the one that the engine blew, but they're repairing it. And I talked to Mr. Cecil, and I did sign a contract with them, which I have right here.
Okay.
And do you need to see it?
Well, yeah, you can,
I guess I was supposed to put this.
Did you get a permit? Did you
do
get
you
a
have
permit
a
yet?
permit yet?
He said I didn't have to file the permit. He did.
Right, right.
And I'm not sure if he.
Well, but you're responsible in the end, so you need to follow through and see if he has a permit.
And
Yeah,
Is this
okay.
for the whole building, or you just for the
No,
back
the demo
building?
of the back house.
Okay, and that will
which
not
is bad.
satisfy compliance?
That would not.
No, the entire building has issues. There's broken window. That's the main building right there that we're seeing pictured. That's the broken windows. You can see the breaks. The back building is currently condemned, but the dirt and grime, all the issues essentially exist on the entire house. So
All right,
that
so
would satisfy.
You understand that you're not in compliance even if you knock down that building.
Yeah, I've got a roofer.
Okay.
That originally, I've had several roofs put on this house. That's the house that's going to be demoed, and that structure right in front of it, I know it's bad. That's going to be demoed by Samsula.
Yeah.
And then the windows, I've purchased two windows.
Well, we're only here today to find you either in compliance or not in compliance, and we can see from the pictures that you're not in compliance, and that's all we're here today to do.
Okay.
And so we need to see a whole lot of,
Yes, I agree. I lost my business, and there's a bunch of things that happened, mental illness and all this, but
okay.
I'm trying, I'm in the house, I'm
All right,
trying
well,
to
just stay
comply.
in touch with Mr. Yates. So
I've never met him.
Okay,
He said he's
well,
talked to me,
in charge
but,
of your case right now, so.
okay.
So I'm going to, the chair will entertain a motion to find the respondent in noncompliance when a respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, March 2nd, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Motion, Mr. Harrington, second, Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Just stay in touch with him and let him know.
I've never met him.
Okay, well, he'll give you his card.
It was a gentleman that I spoke with.
He's
claimed to be an
that's my
owner.
oldest son, and
Okay.
I've lost everybody in my family. I'm a senior trying to comply with this house. I've had it since 1986,
Okay,
and I'm just trying to get it up to par.
Just start working on it.
I am, I
And
swear.
Stay in touch with Mr. Yates. He'll give
Should I show him this then?
Yeah, he'll
Okay.
give you his card.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you so much.
All right. Case number 29, CEB 0222-49, June St. John. All right, we have Mr. Bostwick. All right, good morning again.
Good morning. Inspector Bostwick, credentials on file with the city. All right, this case was opened on September 8th of 2021 for roof damage, dirt and grime, peeling paint on the accessory retaining wall, damage to the decorative features in the lawn. First notification was on September 21st of 2021. Compliance was due by October 25th of 2021. Last day of reinspection was February 7th of 2022. Result of reinspection, non-compliance. I received no contact from the owner. However, on this past Monday, I was able to get a phone number for the owner's daughter. Her name is Gail. And I did speak to her and send her an email of the notice of violation.
Okay.
Staff requests finding of non-compliance with compliance due next cutoff.
All right, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date or be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Motion, Ms. Roby, is there a second? Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 30 CB 2202-22-51, Jeremy Strecker. Good morning. Please state your name and address for the record and be sworn in.
It's Jeremy Strecker. It's 1424 Gulfview Drive, Daytona Beach, Florida, 32114.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, we'll hear from Mr. Jones.
Yes, this case was open for outside storage and broken boarded up windows. Property was posted on November 16th, 2021, and compliance was due 12/17/2021. Staff is requesting a finding of non-compliance with compliance due next cutoff.
Okay.
I had no idea about the code enforcement issues
Why?
until I just took the house back from my brother. He was living there for the past 3 years. So when this was taped to my door is when I found out there was issues. So the trailer's been moved. The windows are unboarded as of now. So things.
Okay, so you're working on it.
It's done.
Oh, it's done. Good. We'll stay in touch with Mr.
Yeah, I'll
Jones
run
then.
by and if
Okay.
everything's fine, then we'll put it in compliance.
Good. That'll be perfect. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date. And that just means that he has to come out and say you're in compliance. Okay. Or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such motion. Ms. Roby, motion. Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 31 CB 0222-52, Anthony McLean.
Good, huh?
Thank you.
You're good. Yeah, sorry. Nobody's here. Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
Mr.
he's here.
Jones. Oh, he's here. Come on up. State your name and address for the record and be sworn in.
Rayanne McLean, 528 Shady Place, Daytona, Florida.
I'm sorry, say your first name again?
Rayanne McLean?
Rayan.
So you're Ray?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank
What's
you.
your relationship to Anthony?
He's my dad.
Your father. Okay. And he's given you permission to speak?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, we're going to hear from Mr. Jones.
Okay.
Yes, this case was open for vehicles not parked in the driveway, non-conforming use, damaged fencing, dilapidated set, junk vehicle, and damaged roof. The property was posted on November 8th, 2021. Compliance was due November 29th, 2021. We have visited the site, and it is still in non-compliance. Staff is requesting a finding of non-compliance with compliance due next cutoff.
Okay. So we're just here, we can see that it's not in compliance. We see that there's still issues that it hasn't been fixed. Is that correct?
I have some concerns. It's saying that I have someone living in the RV.
And that has been verified as of last evening that that is not the case, that is in compliance.
Okay, so
Manager
some of
Sykes
that,
was,
so
visited
that part is saying is in compliance now.
I'm saying there has never been anyone living in my camper.
Well, it doesn't matter. There are other issues.
Okay.
I mean, it does matter, but there are other issues.
Okay. I don't know how to
You don't
address
know what
that
the issues
issue.
are?
No, I'm saying the issues that I'm having is like, how do I resolve that?
Well, we can't tell you how to fix what's not in compliance, but I can tell you that Mr. Jones can tell you how to do that.
Okay.
So you need to get with him, and he will tell you exactly what you need to do to come into compliance, okay?
Okay, and I don't have a driveway. I don't
Well, you
understand.
need to talk to him about all of those things, because I don't see anything about a driveway in here.
Okay, it says vehicles are parked on the driveway and.
If you go you can see next
Oh, I see
slide.
off-street
See all
parking.
these vehicles
Yeah.
and They're parked in the backyard
Yeah.
of this property,
Yeah.
which is not allowed.
Okay. So anyway, you need to ask Mr. Jones what you need to do to come into compliance. We can see that you're not in compliance by these
Okay.
pictures, okay?
Okay.
And then we'll decide what to do from there. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, March 2nd, 2022, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Harrington, second, Ms. Ruby. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. So just make sure you get in touch with Mr. Jones so he can tell you what needs to be done. We as a board can't tell anyone what needs to be done. We can just see whether it's in compliance or it's not in compliance. But
Okay.
how you fix that, Mr. Jones can tell you, because he'll be the one that will put you into compliance, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Case number 32, CEB 02-22-70, Jeffrey Hill. And we have Mr. Butler. Good morning again.
Morning.
Have you been up here yet today?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I thought so, okay. And are you Mr. Hill?
Correct.
Okay, state your name and address for the record and be sworn in.
Jeffrey Hill, 1010 Libby Avenue.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, we'll hear from Mr. Butler. Go ahead, Mr. Butler.
As it pertains to 1010 Libby Avenue, this was a field-generated case. I conducted a site inspection on August the 26th, 2021, where we determined the property had outdoor storage and a dilapidated roof issues. A first notice was received on September the 1st, 2021. On October the 30th, 2021, the violation was to be in compliance. The last date of reinspection was January the 31st, 2022. The result of my reinspection was non-compliance. I've had contact with the owner, whom is searching for assistance to repair the roof at this time. Staff requests finding of non-compliance next cutoff.
Okay. What kind of assistance is he looking for?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm looking, I don't know honestly if I'm old enough yet. I'm only 60. But there are programs out there that can assist.
Right.
Right now, I have an appointment this afternoon, two actually. With one with ELO, and they are supposed to have access to one of those, just to bring down the cost of a roof. The last quote I got for the roof was like $34,000, and that just doesn't seem right. I mean, I don't think roofing materials cost that much. But at that point, you're at the mercy of the people that.
Right, okay.
And also in October, I was actually in the hospital. I fell ill in July, and after many misses and hits, I found out I had stage 4 kidney failure. I'm better now.
Okay, good.
But so I'm
Okay.
got behind.
It's okay, but
Right.
you're not in compliance
Right.
right now.
I am
I'm
not.
hoping you'll get the help that you need to get this roof fixed. So all we're here today is to say, you're
Well,
not, and you're not in compliance.
Temporarily, I don't think I'm going to be able to get into a program, so I'm going to take what I have been saving. I mean, I've known I've needed a new
Okay,
roof a
but
year,
that's okay.
but I'm going to, like I said, I've got no choice but to start
Okay.
process on the roof. I'd rather pay money I don't have for a roof than money I don't have for fines and levies.
Good, okay. Chair will entertain a motion, but stay in touch with Mr. Butler and let him know what's going on.
I will.
Chair will
He's a
entertain
nice man.
motion to
He's a nice guy.
find respondent Non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, March 2nd, 2022, or be returned to the board for consideration fine of up to $1,000 per day. Ms. Marsh made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby. All in
30.
favor, say aye. Okay. Case number 33. Thank you, sir. Case number 33, and it's Mr. Fitzgerald's case. CEB 02-22-55. Lisa Davis Hunter and Harold Hunter.
Michael Fitzgerald for the City of Daytona Beach Code Enforcement. Oh.
Oh,
I'm
I
good.
didn't see you. I'm
I was
sorry.
limping
That's okay. All right. State your name and address for the record and be sworn in.
Oh, Lisa Davis.
the mic
Lisa
down.
Davis, 658 LPGA Boulevard, Holly Hill, Florida, 32117.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll hear from Mr. Fitzgerald. We're just here to see whether you're in compliance or not in compliance today.
There was a site visit back on August 17, 2020.
2020, that was a couple years ago.
And it was written up for violations of the International Department of Maintenance Code for overgrowth, outside storage, deteriorated walls, dirt, grime, damaged walkway, and exposed framing. The notice was issued on was signed for on August 21st, 2020, and was supposed to come into compliance by September 21st, 2020. I'm asking for non-compliance next cutoff.
Okay. What would you like to tell us? We can see from those pictures.
I know I'm not in compliance. I
Okay.
thought I was. I haven't spoke to him other than right at the beginning when it was over the water being shut off because it
That
was
was-
part of the thing.
That was a different incident.
Yeah. Well, it was on the same.
You
water.
don't live there.
Oh,
Does
okay.
anyone live there?
No. Yes, there's a tenant there. Well, I wouldn't say tenant because they don't pay no rent. A person living there that I'm trying to get out now. I thought it was all taken care of because I had paid someone to replace the plaster on the corner and some other things, and I did not find out it was not taken care of till my husband passed away, which is no excuse. I should have kept up on it.
Okay.
And I found out in October that nothing had been taken care of, and I have a
Okay,
retail
all right,
shop. So
okay.
it's non-compliant.
Right.
I've made arrangements
Okay,
with
good.
a
All right.
plaster and all that, and he's told me what I need to do. But
Stay
that's
in
good.
touch with Mr. Fitzgerald, let him know what's going on.
Yep.
Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date or be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Motion. Ms. Roby, second. Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Case number 34, CEB 022256, Omar Ochoa. Good morning. State your name and address for the record.
Omar Ochoa, 1707 Destino Court at Port Orange. Name is Omar.
okay.
Omer. Ochoa.
And where do you
O-C-H-O.
live?
Port Orange.
Port Orange.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll hear from Mr. Fitzgerald.
Site visit on May 19, 2021. Property was, violation was issued for outside storage, trash, and debris, cars parked in the grass, overgrown yard, damaged fence. The notice of violation was signed for on August 2nd, 2021, and was supposed to come into compliance on September 2nd, 2021. I'm asking for non-compliance, next cutoff.
Okay. Is this property occupied?
Yes.
By a tenant?
It's my parents.
By your parents?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the issues have been resolved except one, so I'll be in touch with Mr.
Well, that's,
Fitzgerald.
yes, so you need to get in touch with Mr. Fitzgerald so he can put you into compliance. That'll be fine. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance with the next cutoff date, 3/2/2022, will be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Marsh, is there a second? Second, Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, case number 35, CEB 02-22-57, Jesse Edwards. So there's nobody else here right now for a case? No?
There's probably
Okay,
a
so
Zoom.
we may have a
To
Zoom,
Zoom.
but okay, we'll just get to that. Okay, go ahead.
On August 26, 2020, a site visit was conducted. A case was opened for the violations of the International Property Maintenance Code. Violations were outside storage, trash and debris, parking, inoperable junk vehicles, trailers and boats, damaged wood fence. The notice of violation was signed for on September 21, 2020, and the compliance deadline was October 21st, 2020. Next cutoff.
Okay.
So moved.
All right, Mr. Harrington has made a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent to come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 3/2/22, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there a second?
Second.
Was that Ms. Roby?
Smart.
Oh, second, Ms. Marsh. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like, sign, opposed.
You
Motion.
should know it wasn't me.
Okay. Case number 36. This is another 2020 case from 2020, year 2020. CEB 02-22-58 Takaya McDowell. What's FS mean?
FS?
It says Takaya McDowell FS. Does anybody know what that means?
I think it would be fee simple, but that would be unusual, so I don't know.
Okay, I don't know what it means. All right. Okay.
Frank Sinatra.
Huh?
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra, right. Okay.
A visit was conducted on August 26, 2020, and a case was opened for violations of the International Spirit Maintenance Code. For damaged fencing, parking on the grass, junk vehicles, damaged exterior surfaces, and peeling paint. The notice of violation was signed for on September 21st, 2020, September 17, 2020, and compliance deadline was October 17, 2020. I'm asking for non-compliance next cutoff.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent to come into compliance by the next cutoff date, March 2nd, 2022, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is such a motion?
Second.
Motion, Ms. Roby, second, Ms. Marsh. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like, sign, opposed, motion carries. All right, we have a Zoom call for case number 37, CEB 02-22-61. Barbara Brown. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please state your name and address for the record and be sworn in.
Barbara Brown, 5543 Oak Hollow Drive, Titusville, Florida, 32780.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
How are you related to Barbara? Are you
How
Barbara?
am I? I am Barbara.
Oh, you are Barbara. Okay, I didn't understand your first name. Okay, good. Okay. But you don't live there?
I don't live in Daytona. No, it's a property I bought for rental.
Uh-huh. Does
And-
someone live there now?
No.
No, it's vacant?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you. Okay, we'll hear from Ms. Kirk.
Okay, this is a field-generated case that was open for dirt and grime and damaged missing side landing. It was opened on June 24th of 21. First notification was July 16th of 21. I re-inspected the property yesterday. The violations still remain. I have had regular contact with Ms. Brown. She does have a accessory permit, and she has provided a survey to replace the side landing. So staff is requesting to amend to the April cutoff to allow her time.
Okay. So you're doing what you need to do according to Ms. Kirk, and she's asked to give you until April to get this done.
So I appreciate that, but it won't be enough time. I have been able to get someone I gave him a deposit to do the survey, but he says he won't be able to finish the survey. He's going to try, but he told me that it probably wouldn't be until the end of April.
All right.
So once
Okay,
that's,
but let us just make sure that you're moving along.
Oh, yes, sure.
So that's, you're not in compliance now, and that's all we're here for.
Okay.
So we'll see, make sure things are still moving along there. All right.
Okay.
The chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance and a respondent to come into compliance by the next cutoff date to be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. The next cutoff date is actually, the cutoff date is going to be April 6th, 2022. So there's such a motion. Ms. Roby, the motion. Second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Marshall, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like, sign, opposed, motion carries. Okay, so, we understand how long things are taking to get done. So as long as it's moving along and everything's okay, you'll have the time you need to work on it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, case 38 CEB 0222-62, Irma Dorothea Jackson, and I guess not Dorothea, Doretha, and Charles Edward Jackson, and Zonette Stacy Ann. Okay, nobody's here, there's not a Zoom, go ahead.
Okay. This is a field-generated case for damaged fence and parking in the yard that was open on March 25th of '21. First notice to the owner was April 1st of '21. I re-inspected the property yesterday, February 9th of '22, and the violations still remain. I have had contact just recently with Mr. Jackson. Staff is requesting a finding of non-compliance with compliance by the next cutoff.
Okay,
Taken or somebody living there?
I believe someone lives there.
some one of them or just a rental?
I believe it's a family member. I don't know if it's.
Okay.
I've spoken with a Mr. Jackson there.
All right, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date 3/2/22 or be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Gonzalez. Second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Case number 39 CEB 02-22-65 Kirk Murphy and Don Roberts. Okay.
Okay, this is a field-generated case I opened for missing address numbers, outside storage, peeling paint, dirt and grime, damaged trim, broken and boarded doors. The first notice was June 11th of 2021. I re-inspected the property on February 9th of '22. All violations remain. I've never had any contact with the owners. Staff is requesting a finding of non-compliance with compliance by the next cutoff.
Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent contingent compliance by the next cutoff date, March 2nd, 2022, or be returned to the board for consideration and fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Harrington, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Marshall, in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 40, CEB 0222-67, Stevenson Guerriere, I don't know.
Okay. This is a complaint-generated case that I received on April 30th of 2021 for a blighted structure. The boards on the windows, the ones that are boarded, do not match the color of the existing structure. First notice was June 18th of 2021. I re-inspected the property on February 9th of '22. Violations remain. I have not had any contact from the owner. Staff's requesting a finding of non-compliance with compliance by the next cutoff.
Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, March 2nd, 2022, or be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion? Motion, Mr. Roby, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Marsh, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 41, Ellen P. and Julie Liebman.
Okay. This is a complaint-generated case that I opened on February 26th of '21 for a damaged fence, missing address numbers, and damaged exterior surfaces. First notice to the owner was March 22nd of '21. I re-inspected the property, and there has been progress. I have had contact with the property owner, and staff is requesting a finding of non-compliance with compliance by the next cutoff date.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date to be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. The next cutoff date is March 2nd, 2022. Such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Roby, second, Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor say aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. And that would be the end of our new cases, so we will move to a Zoom call. What?
I'm sorry.
Move to a Zoom call for our miscellaneous business, MB1, CEB 10-21-318. Do we have the person on Zoom? Hello?
Yes, hi. My name is Syed Ali Imam, and I'm here for this hearing, yes.
Okay.
Can you raise your right hand? You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
So, Your Honor, I've filed 3 motions, and I am requesting...
Wait, hold on.
Oh, you did this for him, didn't you? Oh, never mind, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we're
He's
going to
fine.
let him talk, and then the city will respond. Okay.
So, Your Honor, I filed 3 motions, and these were provided to the Secretary of the Board about 5 days ago. The first motion is asking for a dismissal of the order of the board dated November 17th, based on an affidavit which is not true.
Who says it's not true? What do you mean it's not true?
Well, if you look at the affidavit, and the specific affidavit I'm talking about is an affidavit of non-compliance filed by the code inspector dated November 3rd, which is part of Exhibit 2 of this motion. And specifically, the affidavit states that the property is not in compliance with the Land Development Code Article Section.
Yes, which is what?
The first section, Article 3, Section 3(4)(S)(1) is the article on an expired permit.
Okay.
The affidavit then states it is also basically Article 6, Section 6.19A3. Article 6, Section 6.19A3 is about outside storage. In Exhibit 3, I have an email dated October 22nd, so before about 18 days before November 3rd, from the code inspector, which clearly states that the issue of outside storage, which is Article 6, Section 6.19A3, has been remedied. Therefore, the affidavit dated November 3rd, 2021 is not true. Based on that, I have asked for a dismissal of the order until correct paperwork is served.
Hey, hold on a second, sir. Which order are you asking dismissal? The order imposing fine and lien, or the order of
Yes.
noncompliance?
Yes, that's the first one we're discussing.
The noncompliance order? And the order?
Yes, the motion for dismissal for order imposing lien, November 17, 2021.
You're asking us to dismiss the noncompliance order and the fine order?
No, the fine order.
Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah,
Hold on a second.
We're going to let.
When was this hearing take? When did the orders take place? Was it back in November?
Are you asking me, sir?
More than 30 days has passed since the order?
No, I'm not asking you.
Yeah, the order, was it November? November of,
I don't think the board has jurisdiction at this point.
no, the board does not have jurisdiction. That's my position. He's in the wrong
days.
venue. Exactly.
Sir?
Yes.
30 days has passed since the day of the order of the two orders. Under the Florida statutes, you have 30 days to file an appeal. The board has no jurisdiction over that. Either you file an appeal or you don't. Circuit court.
No, well, not if I've been served and there's a wrong affidavit filed.
We can do a review, but we can't deal. The.
I understand, but you understand there's an affidavit that was filed which is not truthful.
No, I'm saying, that's not, even if that's true, that it's not truthful, we have no jurisdiction at this point.
Right.
Why would you not have jurisdiction?
Okay,
You're
all right,
making.
yeah,
Let me,
all right, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me. Yeah. In your
No,
in
sir.
your order.
Stop.
Yeah.
We're going to let the city attorney, Mr. Jackson, the code attorney, speak
Let Tony
to this.
respond to that.
Yeah, right. There's no response to the hearing per se. Anthony Jackson, attorney for the city of
Right.
Daytona Beach. There is no as Mr. Sino said. There is your counsel. There is no jurisdiction for the board to hear or consider this. He's in the wrong venue. If indeed he wanted to appeal, he had his full due process. He had a hearing. He had a right to challenge the decisions that were being made. In fact, I believe, as I looked back at the record, I know he was here at least. Was he here on November? I believe he was here on that meeting when the fine was imposed.
It was a Zoom meeting. There was a Zoom meeting in October. There in November, it was ordered to come into compliance by November. There was another Zoom meeting in October 21, or that's no.
Is it November and
Right,
On
I'm
November
sorry.
11th, there was a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
And this affidavit was served then, was presented then, and it took me some time to understand that it had been misstated. There was. I mean, the code inspector has filed an affidavit. She's citing two statutes. There's an email from her which clearly says 2 weeks ago, before that affidavit is signed, that the outside storage issue has been remedied.
Madam Chair.
Yes, okay, thank you. We understand that, but that
Yeah.
was not the only issue. Go ahead,
Exactly.
Mr. Jackson.
That was not the only issue that was
Right.
of noncompliance. And again, if those issues were to be challenged, that was something to do at the proceeding. And if there was a subsequent challenge, he had both the right to, at that time for the next month, ask for a reconsideration or ultimately,
Please let Mr. Jackson finish.
or ultimately appeal to the circuit court.
Okay.
He hasn't taken any of those actions. We're in the wrong venue. There's nothing to be heard. We've only put it on the agenda because he has written so many emails and blown up the emails at the city, both to the legal as well as to the officials at the city, that we wanted him to at least have that opportunity to bring something before this board so that it can be explained to him that he has maximized his options through the administrative process. If there's something he wants to do, his next option would be a lien review, and a lien review is granted once, or at least considered once the property is brought into compliance. At this time, the property is not in compliance, so it's not ripe for a lien review. So there's the action that's necessary is for him to complete something that he's been working on since 2017.
He's basically asking for a motion to reconsider. It's not timely.
Right. It's all, everything he's asking for is untimely from the administrative process, other than his right to be considered, and I say right, his ability to be considered for a lien review
Right, when the time comes.
when that time comes.
So do you understand what your rights are at this point and what our we can't help you at this point. If you apply for a lien review, once you come into compliance,
Your
we
Honor,
can
I will apply for.
Stop interrupting me, please. We can consider the lien review once you come into compliance, but you must come into compliance. Your other avenue was to go to the circuit court, which you chose not to do.
I intend to do that, Your Honor.
Well, then but at this point, we're not going to reconsider what we're saying.
No, Your Honor, are you denying my motion for dismissal of order?
Let's have a vote.
We're going to vote, we will vote on that.
Deny.
Okay. Well, we have to have a vote on that.
So let's make this clear.
Okay.
Clear, it's done.
It was the city
Yeah, but it's
attorney's.
untimely, we have jurisdiction. It's untimely and it's no jurisdiction.
Yeah, it was the city's attorney
Not doing it on the merits.
to give him the courtesy of having an informal hearing on, so he could state his fact, but we have no jurisdiction
Right, so I don't know if they're,
Wait, Your Honor,
Because you said, well,
your,
let's let him talk.
there's a decision.
that's why it's on
there's a-
miscellaneous
your-
business. That's correct, Mr. Harrington, your perspective of what has
Okay.
occurred here is right.
So in order for us to hear the case, you would have to come into compliance and then request a lien review.
Correct.
Which seems simple enough to me.
Right.
Right.
Get
It-
order
it is-
You're
it is-
making,
and ask
excuse
for a
me,
lien review.
Mr. Imam, you're making it more difficult than it needs to be. If you come into compliance, you may ask for a lien review and we can consider a lien review.
I understand that,
Then-
but somebody needs to appreciate that an affidavit was filed which was not truthful. I mean, you know, it's a wrong service or process, and you made a decision based on an untruthful affidavit.
I hear
There's
what
an
you're
e-
saying.
And you know that's not right. Now,
But,
you can
excuse me,
deny
but
my
there
mo-
were other issues involved. We didn't rule on each individual.
We will get to the other issues in
All
motion
right,
too.
okay.
Madam Chair,
Excuse me,
his-
I think I've heard enough,
Yeah.
so we need a motion at this point from the board.
If I just can say this, so Madam
Okay,
Chair.
one more.
His hearing was after this complained of affidavit, and anything he wanted to raise or bring up, that's the nature of why he had a full due process hearing. And anything he wanted to bring up even after that, he had a full due process hearing. At this point, his time is run for reconsideration. If he elects to appeal, he can do that, but by statute, he had 30 days from the date of the order.
Yeah, just so that I respond to that, I have been emailing the board secretary for the last 90 days.
Well, that's really
No,
not
Your Honor,
helpful
I've been
because you're
trying-
not listening to what
I've been-
anybody's telling you. This is it.
No, so just to answer that, Your Honor.
Enough. I will ask to have him removed in a second.
So he's still out of compliance.
They're still out of compliance. So at this point.
May I respond to that?
No. I don't want this to continue.
I think that Neil had a good opportunity to speak if he wanted to. I gave him that opportunity.
Correct.
You have no jurisdiction, therefore you should be voting on it at this point.
What are we voting on
No,
at this
no
point?
vote at all.
We're not voting at all on this point. There's nothing for
No,
us to vote on.
you have
because
jurisdiction
we
of the
have-
motions.
We have no jurisdiction in this matter.
Of course you do. Your own letter, Your Honor, your own
I'd like
letter.
this conversation to be over. Case is over. All right. Now we're going to do miscellaneous business 2 and case 2. And this would be Mr. Jones. My goodness. Goodness, my goodness. Well, hello again.
Hello.
Is anyone here?
No, Your
No,
Honor.
okay. Well, that's good.
Honor, Your Honor.
Yeah,
no. Madam Chair.
Okay.
Well, you are, Your Honor.
Yeah,
Madam
whoever
Chair.
I am. Okay.
On miscellaneous business number 2, as well as miscellaneous business number 3, these are brought on by city staff. And in miscellaneous business number 2, again, there was a processing error. It was sent to, I believe the wrong name was on the notice. And so we're asking to vacate the fine imposed. This is from the beginning or this is from the fine? So we would need to vacate everything, the whole, yeah. We need to vacate all prior.
The order non-compliance?
Yeah, we need to vacate all the way back. Yes.
Okay, so vacate order of noncompliance and
Dismiss?
Apparently there was an order of fine as well. That's my notes.
noncompliance, fine, and dismiss.
Yes.
All right. Chair will accept a motion to vacate the order of noncompliance in case number CEB 11-21-333. Vacate the order of noncompliance, vacate the order of the fine, and dismiss the case. Such a motion?
So moved.
All right, Mr. Harrington made motion, Mr. Gonzalez a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case MB3, CEB 11-21-359.
Okay, and this Anthony Jackson is not me.
I wonder.
However, the reason we're here on, or we asked to bring forward case MB3 is because without the staff realizing it, the property was sold prior to it actually coming before the board, and so both the finding of noncompliance as well as the fine that was imposed, we're asking to vacate that as well.
Okay, so we're doing the same thing we did the last time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, the board will accept a motion to vacate the order of noncompliance and to vacate the order of the fine and to dismiss the case. Such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Roby, second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Marsh. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion
Opposed.
carried. You're opposed?
Yeah.
Okay. How does that work with MB3? So we have a 3-1, so that passes.
Yeah, it passed 3-1.
What's your vote?
Wait a minute. Wait, I'm confused. So it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4-1.
Right.
Okay. Okay, so it
It
passes.
yeah.
Out of curiosity, why?
Because
That's-
it's not clear to me, we've had other cases where the house has been sold and then the new owner picks up.
Right.
So to me,
Well, we just have
to me, it's like, why are we dropping it, you know?
If I can, since we are in kind of a discussion mode and miscellaneous business, and we've brought this up before, if it's before it ever goes to hearing, then we got a jurisdictional problem as far as the board acting on that individual. So that individual actually transferred before we actually ever came before the board, and we just did not know that. So that's how we end up in this situation. If indeed it had happened after the board had already considered the case, then that's the circumstances where we keep the individuals on.
Yeah, these corrections are made to make sure that the city is complying with the law, to make sure that if we get a fine that's in place on a property, that it's actually collectible in the future, that the lien is actually able to be enforced against the property. These are not things, like I talked about before, these are not things that just go unaddressed. Cases are restarted or walked back to where they need to be. The notices are properly given to either the new owners or if it's the same owner and it's just an error in like we wrote the wrong name or there's a Scrivener error like that, then we correct those errors and we walk it back through the normal process. And the hope is that hopefully they fix it during that process because now they're getting the proper notice. But if not, you would see it back before you again in the future and be able to make a decision about it. And just also, I'd like to clarify, just for you guys, Mark Jones's name is on a lot of these, but it's because he's the supervisor. It's not because he's made these errors. He's taken these cases over after he's found these errors, and he's bringing them before you because we want to make sure that we hold the integrity of the cases and our unit intact. Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things.
We get that.
Yeah, and once we do, y'all have asked and have seen now that we do have cases that we ultimately do foreclose on.
Right.
And the first assessment, once we receive from staff a request or ultimately which has been granted by commissioners request to foreclose on a property, we have to go back and look and make sure that the fines that were imposed would be valid. And these are the types of things that would invalidate it and cause it to basically have been spinning our wheels for, the whole process. So catching this now and cleaning it up is a beautiful thing for the whole process. I'm sorry?
Yeah, we are.
Thank you for the clarification.
There you go.
At first case, we could eventually have it back here.
Absolutely.
It comes in compliance and then ask for a lien.
Well, he could have a lien review, but that's all we can do.
Have to come into compliance.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
But he's not interested in coming in.
No. No.
So it sounds like.
Doesn't sound like it, but whatever. Okay, there. All right, so most, meeting adjourned.